Welcome to another episode of Live with the Glitter Practitioner, episode 71. I didn't even need prompting for that one. Um, Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know in comments where you're tuning in from because I love to chit chat afterwards. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Nupi, the Glitter Practitioner, and I'm a speaker. I am also a transformation life coach, and nothing lights me up more than when I am sharing the juicy, golden, glittery nuggets from my F list, which is a framework I created post burnout, which was 13 years ago. And it was the most hideous time. And it actually feels long enough to feel like, really, did that actually even happen? But close enough to really remember that awful charcoal burnt out feeling that just was bleh. Anyway, from my journey of healing and coming through burnout, that's how I created the F list. And it's a framework that helps you realign your health needs, recognize what they are, and keep them restored. And it's my holistic prescription that keeps your mind, body, and soul needs in balance. And the best way to show you how this might feel to work through the F list to really realign your health needs is through my brand story, which was created by the insanely talented Devon James Stinson. And I hope my producer, my big brother, has it ready because I'm on my phone for today's show. There's something wrong with our internet and I can't see him. I don't know if it's ready or not. So, big brother, please may we have the brand story? Magic.
Follow the light through the storm. And this is not a light that warns, it's a light that forms on the pathway ahead. So you can maneuver around disaster instead of getting stopped by the obstacles. It just takes changing the obstacles. And then the impossible turns to possible. And then the storm lifts. You're no longer adrift. Breathe, focus, you've got this. Ahead you see a figure, a kind soul, and on the inside it feels like you might glow. Your endless cycles of cyclones have been turned to a breeze that just slightly blows. You're adorned with glitter, where you literally feel like a kid again. And this is when you realize how much of your life you've missed. And then you talk more with Dr. Nupi Aurora, who will holistically change your aura, where you and the new you won't be like strangers. No, you'll be like friends. Because this whole process is simply life-changing. So if you're feeling frazzled and you want to find your fizz and dazzle, then book a call with Dr. Nupi Aurora by messaging her right here on LinkedIn.
Oh, that was so soothing. I say this every week, but I really felt that today. It's been a very busy weekend, and it was just what I needed for a nice soothing start to Monday evening, which is noon, mostly in Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, I think we should start the show, and I'm going to bring on my amazing producer and sponsor of the show, and my big brother, Russ Hedge. Come on down.
Woo!
Hello. Wasn't that? I don't know. I think it's because it's so autumny at the minute, and it's that cold, and it's I love this time of year. I really do.
Yeah.
And it's just cozy, and I've got snuggly jumpers on. There was
There you go.
something really soothing. I don't know. I don't know. It was so. I clearly needed it. I clearly needed that
Yep. Well,
dream, dreamy dream.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. Well, I love the music that Devin uses, and he's got that
Yes.
voice. His voice is just very
Oh, it's
smooth and
so, oh,
soothing. Yeah,
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 it's magic. That's his power. That's
right.
exactly his power. And we've got our collaboration project still on the go. It's very exciting. That's
Very.
all I'm saying.
That's
Because I'll
it.
give it away. I'll give it away.
Keep everybody right on the brink of.
Yes, and there's more excitement news. I can't, because if I do, I'll just give it all away. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Look out
Well,
for the sprinkles of glitter. Russ is all I'm going to give you a hint of.
that's all you're gonna say, huh? No, you're not gonna go anymore.
No, it's going to be a very surprising thing. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be a surprising thing.
Yes.
Okay.
There
All
might
right.
just be a knock on the door, for example. That's it. I'm being really cryptic. Anyway, I'm sure people, it's just like it's you and me right now. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so good.
How are
I
we?
think as we are talking about
Hmm.
kind of peace and harmony and
Hmm.
all of that, which sometimes it's hard, with life balance to get to where you want to be.
Hmm.
Your health is such a big part of that. And I think that,
Huge.
what you do, the holistic approach to health is so critical nowadays because you really looking at your mind, body, and spirit at every part of you is what you have to do nowadays, but not just throw a bunch of pills down, which a lot of doctors want to do. They just want to throw medicine at you. And I'm not downing doctors. I'm just saying that that's a classical traditional approach. Where today, looking at where are you at in your mind and your
Yes.
health in your body as far as
Yes.
what do you do for yourself, the way you
Yes.
eat and
Yep.
exercise, what are you
And it's
doing
tuning
spiritually?
in. Yes.
Yeah,
And it's tuning in to what the body might be saying to you
right.
and learning how to decipher that. And it's reminded me of a consultation I had earlier today. And this patient was in chronic pain for so long, and she was at the end of a tether. She can't get in with her own doctor, had called our services, and she's on maximum strengths of all these different painkillers, pain relief, and needed a review with her own GP, really. Went through it, and I could hear the despair in her voice, thinking, great, okay, I've managed to get a doctor's appointment for her in the next day or two. Fine, remove that barrier. But, just to hear her voice going, "So what am I going to do?" And I just started with my F list and literally just showed the breathing, the box breathing. And as I'm talking, I my fizz tingles, my energy, my um angel radar was literally and I could hear as she was talking back to me. I said, is this just is the if this is resonating, do let me know. If not, no problem. I can talk about something. I can reframe how I'm saying it. And she said, can I just say, you've just given me so much hope. That's the key. Because she, it turns out, knows all about the angels, knows all about Reiki. She's a Reiki master, for fuck's sake. And I was like, you're kidding me. I'm a Reiki master too. No wonder I could feel the energy. And then I couldn't stop laughing with her. And she was like, can I just say, I've not laughed for weeks. And I was like, well, I'm very pleased to reach you. My alias then is the Glitter Practitioner because I've got lots of stuff online which is free. People can see it. And actually doing the summit with CJ recently, the global summit, which was incredible. I've created a couple of things which I'm gifting for free. So I said, just look out. There's no conflict of interest. Just look out for the Glitter Practitioner things. But it really struck me to when you're in a situation where you really are on maximum strength medications or and you don't know what else can you do. the most effective thing I can share with people is the breath work, it's the breathing, because that stops the whole fear process and the fuck off. That's crucial. And it's just it just made me recognize how much this integrative approach is so needed. And it was an honor to be able to help her in that way, is what I wanted to say.
Well, I think that
Sorry, I've totally just taken
yeah,
over.
well, I'm thinking
Should we
that,
pretend it's your show and you interview me instead?
yeah, I love what you are all about in that area, because as I've gone through my challenge over the last year and a half or whatever, it is really important. I've learned more and more how we look at the other things that we're doing and how we're framing it, how our perspective, our mindset, our how we're eating, what we're putting in our
Yes.
body, how we feel spiritually. All of that is so important as to how we heal and how we improve, and how, it is, as it's a proven fact that just by having a good mindset and thinking positively and taking positive action, you are going to improve your health,
Yeah.
period.
And that
And
is so
so,
hard when your health is not good. When
yeah,
your health is, you're struggling with either chronic illnesses, pain is a fucker. Sorry, swear alert. It's awful, and it really pulls you down. And that is the whole cycle. Chronic illnesses, and then the way that affects your mood, your mental health, and then that in itself potentiates all your physical symptoms. Before you know it, you're in a vicious cycle. And that's really hard when you're moving through it. But there is another way. There is another way. And it is coming back to that basic understanding of your needs. What can self do? What can just do tiny little things to empower yourself back so that the pain, the disease, the illness doesn't have to define you. I'm not saying I'm going to wave a magic wand and bibbity boppity boo the pain away, and I can't do that. But actually, we can navigate it in a different way. And that's the key. And it's actually showing somebody how to do that. And I've been struck by this on so many cons. I think that's why it's in the forefront of my mind. Because once you take that hope away, almost, that just, you go downhill physically. You it's something that's so inherent. And I think as a healthcare professional, I think that's the least you can do with your patients, to be honest. And it's just, wow. I
yeah.
love what I do. I love what I do. It lights me up completely. It's a
Well, and
privilege.
you're exactly right too. It's really, when you're thinking of others and when
Mm,
you're thinking of your patients and the people you're working with, you need to have that view of what is the big picture, what is
mhm,
in the best interest
mm,
of
mhm.
this patient. And I
Yeah,
think that a lot of
yeah.
times, patients become numbers and just
Mm.
churning through the system. And that's not completely the fault of human doctors. A lot of it
No.
is the system they work within and are forced to abide
Yeah.
by.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hear you. And this is where I get really rebellious, because yes, I hear you. There are constraints. But when you are faced with another person's humanity, their experience of what it is to be human, whatever the background, whatever the backstory, I'm sorry, that's timeless and it's priceless. You can't put a stamp on that. Okay, hi, yeah, I know you're really upset. There's been so much trauma. You've been abused, raped, this has happened. That's why you have all these physical symptoms. Right, see you later. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting people do that, but it's actually looking under what the presenting features are to really what the root cause is, because that patient's going to keep on coming back until the right support is put in place. And so I have a real issue with the way, yeah, the medical model of care is essential. We need to good history, good examination, sure. But don't lose fact that you're dealing with people at the end of the day with their lives, and they've got families and whatever they've been through. And that's what I do when I teach and mentor students and junior doctors. It's actually, you can learn all of the medical stuff, you'll pick it up, but tune in from here, because you're missing half a trick if you're not really looking at that whole person. And I think that is so essential. And that's why I pivoted within my career to exactly share and do more of this. I'm still doing the same thing, but in a different way. Essentially, it's optics, isn't it? But I think, yes, you can be bogged down. I think it's down to even physicians, to be honest. It's people are so on their knees, they are overstretched. You've got all these, worse in the States, you've got all these parameters literally confining you. And I'm like, fuck that. No, no, no. And there are enough
Well,
people. There are plenty of medics actually
yeah.
coming
And
together. Sorry, I
no,
think I
no,
should
you're
run.
doing great.
I
You're
think I
doing
should
great,
run.
but
I feel like I'm a presidential
I'm interviewing you.
elected.
So, I think that,
I feel like
I
I'm
think,
standing for president.
there you
Right.
go.
Yes, Russ.
Well,
Indeed. Yep.
so many people are, um, they're stuck in a system and they don't make a change. And
Yeah.
that's what is the definition of insanity? Doing the
Yeah.
same thing over and over and over, expecting
Yeah.
different results.
Well, if
We're
you're,
not going to ever get different
yes.
results. And just like my newsletter today, I printed a
Mm.
quote by, uh, by, uh, um, by who, Russ? Let me think. Who was
Was it
that
Albert
again?
Einstein?
No, that was one from a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what? I'm going to look this up really quick because I don't want to misquote my own newsletter. But
I love it.
routines that create success was my LinkedIn newsletter this
Uh-huh.
morning. But I love this quote
Yeah.
by John Maxwell. You will
Okay.
never change your life until you change something you do daily. So it's talking about routines, but
Yes.
it's the same thing with the medical profession. If you don't change the systems and the routines within what doctors have working towards patients and how they look at it, things are never going to change. And it's hard to get healthy when all you're doing is throwing medicine at people instead of looking at the underlying features. What is
Yeah.
causing that? Like, for
Yeah.
example, I'm
Yeah.
a type 1 diabetic now.
Yes.
Okay. There are type 2 diabetics,
Mm.
and a good share of type 2 diabetics can actually work themselves out of diabetes by
Mm.
good health care, by good
Gut.
eating, by all
Yes.
kinds of things.
Yes.
And it has nothing to do with medicine or insulin or any
Nope.
of that stuff if they want to take a good, strong,
Yeah.
make a good change. So
Yeah,
that's
you
just an
can.
example,
Yeah.
right?
You can reverse certain conditions.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are, I mean, at the end of the day, your health is your health, and whatever the backstory of your own health is relevant. But for quite a few, especially type 2 diabetics, the risk factors, look at the risk factors: being overweight, all the family history, diet, exercise, all of these things can significantly reduce your the risk of developing diabetes and high blood, all the big chronic disease that literally pharmaceuticals go crazy on. It's just money, 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 money. Look at the way you eat, look at the way you exercise. Let's look beyond, let's look at the barriers to perhaps achieving these things and looking at things in a different perspective. I'm not for 1 minute saying the medication is not needed. It is, if it's needed, but it's not just that. There is so much more that can be put together. And I think it's because I've been so busy, not well, I've just been, I guess, because I've been doing a lot of clinical work for the last 6 or 7 months, and I'm doing, what I love doing the most. And it's incredible that you can keep doing, you can combine the two together, and of course it fucking works. You're giving somebody that whole perspective of their own healthcare, and I think that's just amazing to be able to do that. I love it,
Yeah. Yeah. No,
and I refuse to do it any other way. Anyway,
well, it takes people like that. It takes people like that refuse to do
yeah,
things the
I
wrong
refuse to
way.
do it any other way. And do you know what? I'm going to share with you. It's amazing actually, the impact this has on not just one person. It's the ripple effect that I always talk about. That's the glitter because it sticks. And I had a conversation, and I vaguely remember it. I mean, I must speak with what, 20, however many people in the day. Um, and it was with a nurse practitioner specialist who wasn't very familiar with prescribing in the community for anticipatory medication, so palliative care. So she'd called. I happened to be the GP on who took this call, and I walked her through it, and we were just chatting. And what I actually remember from the conversation was just me being me and lots of giggling and laughing and just chatting because I was going, why, thank you. It's lovely. It's so nice to speak to somebody. And we were chatting, and and it was very much a mutual feeling of respect and also listening to each other's points of views and coming up with the best plan for this patient. Anyway, that was it. I wasn't, we went through what needed, and that was that. And I got an email yesterday. I worked all weekend, and I got this email at the end of my shift saying, I needed to write to you to say to you what an impact having this conversation with you had on me, on her, because it gave her the confidence, just having somebody validate her and all of these things. And I was in tears. And I was like, wow, these the impact you have on with the way you speak, the way you deliver, the way you share things is huge. And you never know how that other person receives it really. Because she said to me in this email, I've told my parents about you, my family, my this, and I really needed you to know how much that helped. And it's given her the confidence in other aspects of her work. And I think that is just that's the human thing I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? And it's like sharing that with compassion and kindness is, I think, you can never go wrong with that. And
No, you can't.
I think it's so important. And that's why I'm always talking about gratitude and compassion and love. It boils down. And I do. I love. The number of times in my clinics, I'm like, if you were in my clinic right now, I'd be giving you a massive hug. And my patients are going, I can feel that energy. Just
Well,
true. It's
and they
true.
need that. I mean, just like
Yes.
they're saying, you're
It's
affirming
human
and you're
contact.
confirming, and
Yes.
yes. And I'm telling you that makes all the difference with
Makes
people and
all the difference. Yeah.
how they recover. That's right, and how they
Yes.
respond. I mean, it makes you feel really good when you have a doctor that cares,
Yeah.
and a doctor that goes out of their way. One of my oncologists, my surgeon, through
Mm.
the cancer battle, he did both surgeries, and I was having a little issue one day, and he said to me, "Hey, listen, he called me back and he said, you just need to come up here now." He said, I normally am on my way out the door, but I'm going to wait for you. And I had to drive an hour to get to him. He said, I'm going to wait for you because I need to take care of this right now. I don't want somebody else trying to figure it out. I know the
Yes.
problem. I'm going to,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that, having doctors that want to take time and talk to you and deal with things with you and care makes a big
Yeah.
difference. And that to me
Massive.
showed me he really cared about the fact that I
Oh,
was recovering properly and doing things properly, that he would wait on his own time
yeah.
and hang out and wait for me to get
Yeah.
up there. And so,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I think that
huge.
that is huge. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
I agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree. I do think from listening to friends, colleagues in the States, it's so much worse for medics and physicians. Hi, Nicole. I'm seeing I'm allowed to do that now, aren't I? Because I can do this because I can see the comments. It's when I don't
Once you see the comments, at least they know who you're talking to.
have to check. I can't actually see because I'm like, my eyesight's not very good. I can't read it. I can't read the little. I can't read it. I can't read it. Anyway, um,
Maybe we need to
what was
keep
I
you on
saying?
your phone. Maybe that will help, actually.
I think so. I prefer doing StreamYard on my phone. I always have. I hate my Mac. Anyway, I kind of have hogged the whole conversation today. Clearly I need to get this stuff out.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, I'm just going to do some. Sorry, Russ. I know I've
Yeah,
totally been very rude host,
go ahead.
but
Go ahead.
before I will let you have a word in edgeways. Anybody who's watching, even on replay, the summit that I've been talking about, the global summit, the links are still available. They're still open, and just register because we are all extending our offers for, I believe it's another, I think it's to the end of the month. It was supposed to close in a day or two, but we all want to keep it going as long as possible. Even if you don't buy the video, for example, it's like $50 for the video and for each one of us. And with that, though, you get literally thousands worth of dollars of things that are just, it would literally cost you an arm and a leg. Basically, people are gifting their time, gifting what they do, their craft, everything. And you don't even need to buy that $50 video. I'm putting all my things that I've created as gifts and giveaways, as what I called it, 3 glittertastic gifts of joy, which is going to be, it's my F list. I'm very proud of this. I created a visualization. It's what I do. It's what I share constantly. So I've just made a tiny little mini video of a visualization thing, and there was the third one. It's the actual F list. Oh, the actual video talking through fuck off, focus, breathe. So you've got something to use there and then, and a free consultation with me, 40 minutes, whatever. So have a look at CJ's link. It's the Global Summit. I should have actually told you about this earlier. We could have had it all running on the show, but my stuff's going to be just accessible because that's the whole purpose of me doing live with the Glitter Practitioner and talking about this, is to share this with as many people as possible. So
Well,
just
and you're going to
wanted to
put that
share
in you're going to put that link in the
Yes,
comments after the show
yes,
today.
yes,
And
I can do that.
also,
Yes, good
yes,
idea. Thank you.
and also, if you want more information on holistic health and great input from multiple people, you can watch Russ Reels live from last Thursday
Oh
by
yeah,
going to russreels.live. That's all you got to
yes.
do. Russreels.live will take you to that, and you can watch that from last week with
That one.
Dr. Noopy on that
Yes.
one. There you go.
I was just gonna say, who was that? Was
Who
such an
was on that
enjoyable.
show? Yeah.
That was such
Well,
an
listen, I
enjoyable. It
just
was
want to say
lovely.
what a blessing from the first time we met. What a blessing you are about caring for people and helping my beautiful wife and through some issues and talking it through, and appreciated that so much. And the longer I go through health challenges, the longer I appreciate the people that really take the time and really care and really deal
Oh,
with things. So I
thanks,
just want
bro.
to thank you. You bet. You bet. Before I kick myself off your
Uh,
show, I want
yeah,
to tell
yeah,
you
sure.
how much I appreciate you and thank you for having me on today. It's always my pleasure to come every month and drop in, talk to my little sis, and have a great chat. And today I think was very informative, even though I was interviewing you. It was very good.
I know, I'm so sorry. But do you know what? I was being completely selfish today because of work, because I've been just, and then resting in between clinics because I've not got much time. So I'm using my energy wisely. I've missed you and I haven't spoken to you for ages. And I thought, you know what? I just want to have quality time, half an hour. I forget this is being streamed. I don't care. I get to see you, we get to chat, we get to just mess about for a bit. And I'm like, okay, happy days. I love my Mondays.
There you
So
go. Well,
thank
yeah.
you for coming on. I really appreciate it. Now, whilst I wrap up, don't go anywhere. I'll come and join you in the green room.
Okay. See ya. Bye.
Oh, the poor man. I don't think he really got a word in edgeways today. Oh, never mind. He normally takes over the show when he's on with me. So I think, fair dues. Thank you for joining me. you got very one-sided. Yeah, I'm just going to talk about the stuff that I do today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining myself and Russ today. Just as a very quick reminder, you will find me here every Monday at 8 p.m. GMT, which is 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, and which is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Anyway, and you can also get hold of me on LinkedIn, direct message me, or my Calendly link. Or if you can't get hold of me, just message Russ, because then he will get hold of me. Have an amazing week. It's really autumny in the UK at the minute. It's gorgeous. It's so cozy. Have a great week, and I shall see you again next week for another episode of Live with the Glitter Practitioner. Bye.